Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kaan, and today I'll be talking about the human-friendly contract interactions that can be made with Sourcify, the project. So, again, the same question: what's wrong with the UX in Web3? Many things, but one of the things that bother me is this: like when you are signing a transaction, you seriously don't know what's going on. Like what we like to call as YOLO signing. And there is like 2 points I have to categorize this when you're having a contract interaction. Like one is, are you talking to the right contract? This can be done like in MetaMask, for example. You can see the website, or you can also you might also be able to see the contract address in an someone by trusted contract registry. But this category is not what we are tackling, actually. We are having this question: is this contract call doing what I really want to do? So possibly we can change this view to something more human-friendly. Like at least you can see what the function does and what the parameters are, etc. So how do I achieve this? First, as a contract developer, you can do what you can do is you can use the NatSpec documentation. If you are not familiar with this, I try to be as less technical as possible. But so if you are not familiar with this, this is the Solidity standard for commenting and adding documentation to functions you call. So you have the developer documentation, you have the user documentation, and the parameter documentations. And the NatSpec also has this neat thing called dynamic expressions, where you can have the parameter names replaced when they are being shown to the user. So this documentation you see can become this, and even better, something like this. And the documentation gets mapped into the document called Metadata JSON. It's a output document by Solidity compiler, which has the all needed information by the contract, and can be seen like this. And you then should publish the metadata and the source code on IPFS, if you want your source code, of course, to be public. And yeah, the metadata JSON is again a file containing compilation info, ABI, user documentation, and also source file information. That looks like this. And what's handy here is, and this file, the hash of this file is appended to the contract bytecode. So if the contract bytecode is something like this, the compiler appends it to the end of the contract. And if you decode it, it looks like this, and it's an IPFS hash and Solidity compiler version. And finally, do a full or perfect, as we call it, perfect verification on Sourcify. If you are on an Ethereum testnet or mainnet, we do it for you. If you publish it, we just automatically verify created contracts, but otherwise you have to do it manually. And full match, perfect match is different than the current contract verification through Etherscan or other places, that we have a 100% byte-by-byte match of the contract, thanks to source hashes being built into metadata file. If you want to learn more, you can check out the docs or find me after the talk. As a wallet designer or wallet developer, what can you do? So when your users are interacting with the contract, get the contract bytecode and get the metadata hash at the end of the contract bytecode, and pull the metadata from the IPFS, and pull of course, the documentation and the ABI, decode the parameters, and if there is a user documentation, show them the user documentation with the dynamic expressions, and hopefully you will have something like this. Yeah. Ooh, thank you.
So what are some challenges you guys are facing getting adoption for some of this stuff? Are there?
It's basically completely developer adoption.
Yeah.
So right now, it's more or less the de facto standard to verify on other platforms. We are the tooling is the most important thing to integrate this verification step in the contract building and publishing process. Right now, there are like extensions and tools, but still most of people are not aware of them, or they have to install an extra plugin. So it would have been nice if we had this more integrated into the complete pipeline.
So basically, we would need to get information from the dApp layer, and then the wallet integration would need to happen from the wallets, and then...
Yeah, first the contract needs to be verified from the author of the contract. And then, of course, the other side of the adoption is from the wallets, from the wallet developers, wallet designers. Yeah, so it's like more like an infrastructure that we provide and hoping other people to make use of it.
So as a community, what can we do to kind of kick off that adoption?
I don't know, like to make people aware of this, because most of people are not aware of this possibility exists. Yeah, and to let developers know, let the wallet developers or contract developers know something like this, a full and open verification exists.
Thank you.